42. The 42 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67, though, of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Bertiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Derek Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome everybody into some Sunday night racing, where we saw a fantastic wild finish to the NASCAR race here in real life. Well, we turned to fake life and the fake track of iRacing Super Speedway, where these drivers going to battle at over 230 miles an hour in these gigantic bricks of a race car. And oh man, it's just gonna cause for some chaos and whatever else has you. So we're just tuning in to see who's gonna survive here tonight, and we're glad to see you all out there with us as we get all locked in and loaded and ready as we send it on down for tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge proud thank you to the sponsors of the NTRL, such as Davidson Builders, the premier custom builders out there in that northern New Jersey area. Be sure to give them a call if you're looking to maybe put an extension on the house, do a whole home remodel, or even just change out that kitchen sink. Let the professionals get the job done and get it done right the first time for you, and just takes all the ease and all that kind of other stuff that kind of makes it a pain when you do home projects by yourself. Davidson Builders does premier custom work, so head on over to Davidson Builders to get yourself all booked up here today. Big thank you as well to DEP Graphics, with some great paint schemes coming in and out of that garage each and every single day, and all will get you your people's eyes looking at your car out here on this simulator. So be sure to head on over to DEP Graphics to pick yourself up a paint scheme here today. Also got Sim Gear Central with their amazing button boxes joining us here once again. If you're into any sim, it can be farm sim, flight sim, truck sim, iRacing sim, even the Sims, man, they got a button box that can pretty much do everything. So head on over to Sim Gear Central here today and check them on out. Big thank you as well to Track Bar Media and their photo and video edits of real life and sim life racing. They got a whole catalog going on over there of what they've done and have customized for some people, and I think they even got some merch. So be sure to head on over and check out Track Bar Media here tonight. And of course, big thank you to Beadle's Custom Car Carriers, doing a great job there, customizing, you know, a model truck car carrier that you can put all your current model cars that you got going on all up inside there and looking all fancy schmancy. And if you actually do that job in real life, man, just send him a couple pics of your rig and he'll customize one just exactly like your rig. So definitely head on over to Beadle's Custom Car Carriers and check out the selection here today. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined in the booth by my broadcasting partner, my brother in arms, the brewmaster in general, Mr. Alan English, all tuned in and locked in to the racing here at iRacing Super Speedway. Gonna be a bumpy and wild ride here, Mr. English. These trucks, just these giant floating bricks, I mean, we're sitting here watching qualifying by themselves are doing 230 miles an hour, which is, I mean, might as well call it a new Bugatti that these guys are racing in.
You're gonna hear plenty of this tonight as these guys are going around here, and we're gonna see a lot of caution laps, I'm afraid. We have seen them go long green flag stints here, but those races are kind of few and far between, especially when you have such a big car count, or in this case, a truck count. But if they can make it to that first pit stop and make a green flag pit stop, I think it's going to space out enough where we're going to get those laps clicking off, and hopefully this race on a good pace. I know the drivers want to race; they don't want to pace. You know, they don't want to ride around here under yellow. They want to race. So I think they know what needs to be done to make that happen here tonight. But regardless, even if we do get some wrecks out there tonight, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I know me and Adam both like to see a little carnage out there anyway. So looking forward to it either way.
And that indeed we are, is down there on pit road, ready for all the fantastic carnage that we're going to be seeing here with bumpers flying, all that wonderful Newt damage model that these trucks have. Is Mr. Adam Turner, our anger management specialist, all locked in and ready to rumble here tonight. Adam, man, oh man, we were starting to already hear it in practice, just a little bit of people kind of getting a little heated. So I got a feeling once when the race starts, it's just going to get even more so.
Yeah, they were getting a little snippy with each other just for practice. And when somebody says, hey, I know this is practice, but I know we got a problem. So anger is already there. This is going to be perfect. Somebody may want to have a fisticuff at some point here in this middle of this gigantic 3-mile track, which is a crazy place. I can't believe they actually thought about really building this thing. It's huge. Super fast, super crazy. We don't have the dips in 1 and 3 like we used to, but there's still a little bit of dip, and it's hard to control the trucks there. I'd look out personally tonight for some net code. These trucks tend to have some issues with net code, which is, you know, like a nerdy thing that iRacing needs to fix. If you don't know what it is, you could use the Googler. So here we go tonight. I'm gonna give you some rules. 1 fast repair, they're going to need that. 65% fuel, 3 sets of tires total, 18 incident points penalty, 6 more additional incident points. You'll get another penalty, no disqualifications. Last I checked, the track temperature is super hot at 125.
And a little warm out there on the racing surface here this evening, but we take a look here at this weather report, and yeah, looking pretty good for these drivers. Bright, sunshiny skies, and really nothing in the forecast to be worried about. So Should be some smooth sailing at this, just tiny little paperclip of about 3 miles as we send it on down to tonight's key to the race, and it's going to be a big key. You got to leave a little space. You don't want to back off the people in front of you so you lose the draft or anything like that, but side by side, you might want to leave a little bit extra room, a half a truck width here or there should do, because who knows what the aerodynamics is going to cause out here.
And we talked about it in 1 and 3. You're still gonna slide up the track some. So, a good idea to leave a little bit of room between you and the guy beside you, just in case that happens. That'll happen, especially with guys that are behind another truck and they have no downforce on their front end because they're right on somebody's tailgate. So that just causes you not to be able to turn. You don't have that downforce on that steer axle. So, yeah, definitely got to leave a little bit of room around you, but I guarantee we're going to see some great 3 and 4 wide action out here tonight anyway.
Yeah, somebody's going to do something really aggressive. This is going to be the Pirate Man, Gary Sack the third. I don't know. He's starting in the back, apparently. He's an aggressive driver. The old swashbuckler in the 89. I don't know. We're going to have some fun now.
That we will, as qualifying slowly comes to an end. We thank you all for tuning in and watching and joining the race in action out here with us. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And if you do enjoy any of the race in action, be sure to put that thumbs up button to good use. And that way we can continue to grow this fantastic community that we got going on as the trucks all start to get all lined on up, which means we can go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to be starting here tonight. Starting us up at the very front, the 3 of Skylar Herod. Going to bring on home pole position here tonight. He's going to have the 71 of Connor Leach starting to his outside. One of our friendly Canadians up there starting in that front row. Starting in row number 2 in the third hole, you got the 15 of Mr. Vince Short having a great qualifying time. He's got the Mac Daddy of Mr. Mark Collins in the 23 to his outside here in 4th. 5th will belong to the double nickel, the 55 of Mr. Tom Barish. Caleb Sisk having a great run in that 6th machine. Gonna be starting up there in 6th. 92 of Stubbs and Stub Nation. Timothy Stubblefield starting up in 7th with D. Allen Grote having a great qualifying time up in 14th, up in the 14 starting in 8th. 9th belongs to the 13 of the old man, Mr. Paul Durkee himself, with the 8 of Dylan Mad Max Bryant, rounding out your field starting top 10.
99 truck of America's driver Albert Anderson starting in 11th place. Outside row number 6, the boss man himself, the 1 of Derek Welch. The 5 of Anthony Williams starts inside row number 7 to his outside. The 7 machine of Tristan Cotton. 76, Jeff Ottinger starting in 15th place. 16th, Brandon Coleman in the 19. 42 of Kevin Winker starting in 17th place to his outside. The 2 of Joe David. 31 of Scott Milner starting in 19th place, and rounding out your top 20 and finishing up row number 10 here, the 00 of Joe Bennett.
32, Nick Biddy and the Nick Biddy Designs machine. 21st, 22nd, Nicholas Tucker in the 88. Number 12, Benjamin McKinnon starts 23rd, starting 24th. The swashbuckling pirate himself, Gary Sack III in the 89. 48 of Henry Wyndham. Starts 26th, starting 25th, starting 26th, Christopher Jordan. In the 78, 63, Dave Holmberg, starts 27th. 28th position, 05, AJ Evangelista. 29 of Philip Ellis begins 29th. Starting 30th is the 98 of Tate Cawthorn, 22 of Chuck Kiger. In 31st position, and 17 of Garrett Thompson rounds it out in 32nd spot.
And there you have it, your official starting field here tonight from IRSS. Looks like penalties being applied, so we're going to have a little bit of a shakeup up at the front as everybody slowly gets to their acquired positions.
I want to thank everybody for joining us early out there in the YouTube chat. Got Tracy Cotton out here pulling for the Trister out there. Gary Sack is with us as well, and he's in the race car here tonight, saying good luck to everyone It's going to be a fun race out there. He's driving the number 89 Speed Ranch Toyota Tundra, starting in the back this week. Plus EV Racing, saying IRSS, aka Turbo Tunnel Night. Let's go 00 Joe. Jessica and Lauren and Charisse Stubblefield all out here pulling for stubs out there. Hashtag Stub Nation. So Plus EV Racing saying caution over under. Set at 4.5.
Oh, bring on the
gambler. I don't know.
I like the easy money. Bring me the over here as the pace truck peels off down and out of the way. As here we go for the first time tonight. The 55 and the 71 line on up for Green Flag Racing here from iRacing Super Speedway. They send it off down and running down this long front straightaway before getting to turns 1 and 2. Side by side action remains as both lines looking very well organized here to the 92 of Stubbs, trying to get up to that back bumper of the 55 and give him some extra support as both lines continue to drive down and out of the way. People bobbing and weaving, trying to get into their lanes that they think will move the best here. Meanwhile, the 23 of Mark Collins giving a great push for the 71, breaking that nose and complete truck all free and clear of the 55 as the 71 tucks down into line, taking control of this race early on. 6 of Caleb Sisk starting to make some moves. Same thing with the 13 of Paul Durkee. Everybody moving on up here tonight as they come back down across the line, completing lap number 1.
Good, clean first lap. I like it. Guys giving each other plenty of room. Not a lot of aggression out there just yet. They're still coming up to speed. Get some heat in those tires.
Yeah, do we have another Stubblefield? Charisse, I hadn't seen that one before. They're multiplying like gremlins out there.
Yeah, that's good. Got a lot of fans out there.
I think it's great, except for the fact they enjoy the Titans. Other than that, the team they stole.
Gary Sackman, a couple of fans out there as well. Yoba Designs and Yopa J out there pulling for Gary.
Who's that up high? He's losing a lot of ground.
Yeah, that's the 6 of Caleb Sisk. I think he might be thinking about heading on towards the back. Maybe not quite happy with what he's been seeing up at the front. Speaking of up at the front, here comes that 8 machine, Dylan Bryant. And guess who's following him on up there? The 42 of Kevin Winker. Always one to take the gamble and take to the high side here as the 1 machine tries to continue to push. It looks like the 5 of Anthony Williams there in the middle as the 8 continues a long streak and long drive as the 42 ducks back down to that middle lane, maybe trying to build up that momentum again. That's leaving the 8 machine out to dry for a time. Oh, as we got some wrecking going on. 32, Nick Biddy looks, yeah, it's still green here. Looked like the 32, and Nick Biddy got a little wild and crazy there, but was able to keep it pointed in the right direction. Got the 88, Nick Tucker, coming on down into the dry dock here tonight as he's got the Carnival Cruise Line trying to work for him here tonight. Or no, is that Carnival? No, that's Royal Caribbean.
Oh, that's the classy one. Somebody went down off the track and hit Albert on that and pushed him up the track. I don't know who it was, but little incident. There's Albert. He's coming up top right now trying to make his move.
Trying to get back some positions and continue his claw up this leaderboard as we remain Green Flag Racing here. That 99 looking very smooth here tonight alongside the 6 of Sisk. Got the rigid machine right in front of him there, as well as the 76 of Jeff Ottinger down on that bottom side as they continue to rumble and trundle their way up and around this racetrack. 00 Joe Bennett. Oh, he gets kind of bouncied out of line there, but he's going to, well, I thought he was going to be able to jump down right behind Albert, but the gap was quickly closing. Oh, no, got some very close racing there. 31 Scott Milner down on the bottom line. He's getting a little worried that Henry Wyndham might have been starting to kind of self-clear himself as he was making his way down the racetrack.
One great thing about these trucks is the huge hole they punch in the air. They draft so well. It looks like somebody's going to be, losing the draft. They're getting too far behind, but they'll surprise you. Oh, almost going 4 wide again here. Albert Anderson on the outside of the line with 00 Joe Bennett right behind him, trying to make some moves.
Pretty scary.
It is, but so far everybody, for the most part, leaving that little bit of extra room. iRacing Super Speedway does have that super wide track where, I mean, realistically, you know, if it wasn't so crazy, especially at 250 miles an hour, we're seeing some of these drivers top out at, especially with this draft, you could probably fit 4 wide pretty comfortable here, but that's something I wouldn't want to risk. I mean, even 3 wide is getting a little risky at that point. As more and more 3 wide action goes on. 92 is Stubblefield jumping on up to that outside lane, up in front of the 8 of Dylan Bryant.
Yeah, Tim's mama in the chat here tonight. Mama Stubbs out there pulling for Tim. Yeah, it looked like they were going to get a good run there, but give it time. They've got some great pushing trucks. They're all staying real close together. That 92 is going to get pushed up towards the front of here very shortly, I feel.
It looks like it. He's got a helper behind him, and they're talking about tighten up. I guess that's some kind of make-believe thing.
They're talking about the line on the outside there.
As here we go. Here's some 4 wide. Oh no, Albert!
That'll bring out the yellow.
Yeah, Albert sideways. Thankfully, but unfortunately, it looks like Albert, the only one involved in that, as our first yellow of the evening, does come on out. Let's go ahead and kind of see what happens there with Albert. We're calling it out that, hey, 4 wide's starting to get a little dicey up there, and oh yeah, just got connected there with the 3, and he goes for a wild ride down into the pit road pit wall there, and oh goodness, that was some hard contact.
There was another truck involved, whether he wanted to be or not. Whether he wanted to be involved in it or not, there's Skylar Hare, the 3. Oh mercy.
And that you are not kidding here. Let's go ahead, jump on board with the 17 of Garrett Thompson. Ooh, man, you can just see those bumps as the truck was bouncing all over the place, and Albert down into that inside wall. Ooh, goodness.
Plus,
That's our first caution.
Plus, CB Racing out there saying he must have got loose on some Folgers crystals out there. Tower operator saying good evening, AAA, and hashtag Winker Nation. Winker Nation time. You know who he's pulling for out there. Well,
Ooh, Winker, does he have his camera up? I want to see what he's got going on with all the sheet metal hanging in his house.
Well, let me see. He does. I'll get to him. Don't you worry.
Okay. I just worry about him, you know.
Underway.
Oh yeah.
Make sure he has everything.
Got a few people joining us on the camera here tonight.
Busy pit road fixing to happen here.
Just a fuel only stop, I'd imagine.
And that's what I would guess. Oh, DW missing his pit box, having to roll it back just a little bit. I know it's tough moving that peg leg of his over from the gas pedal to the brake pedal a little bit.
I wanted you to say it, not me.
13 wins the race coming off of pit road, followed by the 42 of Kevin Winker, Connor Leach, Brian Coleman, Mark Collins, Caleb Sisk, Joe David, DW, Tom Barish, and Alan Grote making their way back off of pit road there.
Vince Short had to back up into his box too. It only about a foot or so, but that is going to cost him some time.
Yeah. Do have to ask at least Jessica and Lauren here, is because Mama's in the chat, does that mean caution shots are off the table? You trying to behave?
Yeah, let's out them right now. They like to do caution shots. I mean, if the other Stubblefield wants to do that, the mother of I guess she's just the matriarch of the family, I would assume. They're doing shots on these cautions. Do you approve of this? I approve, but I really don't want to rat them out either. Because I can't tell if they really are. They're probably doing shots of water.
Yeah, I think so. Talkman T saying, evening, gents. Hoping for some great racing out here tonight. And Jennifer Ray here supporting Stub Nation as
He's got
well.
so many fans, this
A
guy.
bunch of family. That's a family thing, man. They're supporting their own out there.
I have like 2 people in my family, you know. I got a small one. As a family.
Yeah.
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 And now the Stubbs mom-in-law now in the chat.
Oh my goodness.
We're getting them all.
I guess so.
We better get lots of camera time for the 92, otherwise, you know,
Yeah, we'll be ridiculed.
we'll be.
Well, if he keeps driving like he has been here tonight, then that's definitely a possibility. Racing really good up there, up towards the front. Pit stops, I think, got him a little bit there. He dropped back to 14th, but will eventually crawl their way back on up. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, gonna have the 42 and the 13. 42, Kevin Winker up 15 spots on the evening here tonight. Same thing with the 19 of Brandon Coleman up 12. And Chuck Kiger in the 22 up 12 or 13 spots, depending on exactly where he's going to be restarting. So got some big movers already here this evening. Going to be a relatively short race distance in lap total, about 60 laps, but 60 times 3, that's 180 miles that these drivers are going to be doing, all in the probably, I think, total race time going to be taking about an hour.
Oh.
Well, it kind of depends on how many yellows we get, as you guys very well know from covering super speedway racing.
Look at the pace truck. That thing's an animal.
He don't slow down for nothing. Moose, pit crew members, or really anything for that matter. As here we go. Green flag racing once again with that 13 and the 42 all lined on up. You can see there the 19 of Brandon Coleman getting right to that back bumper of the 42 of Winker. These two have known each other quite a while. Same thing with Paul Durkee there. He's got the 71 of Connor Leach trying to Canadian push his way on up to the front here, trying to give that friendly shove to the 13 and get those lines moving as they wind those trucks back on up to speed. You got the 23 of Mark Collins here tonight trying to find his way home to victory lane. He's got the 1 of DW right on his tail bumpers. Oh man, that was a violent entry. You could see both lines bobbing and weaving after that one.
Yeah, it's still pretty rough transition there. I know iRacing did a little bit of work to it, but it's still pretty rough when you're running wide open.
It's still rough, but I mean, if you remember how terrible it was, that's where we had all the incidents happen previously. They've smoothed it out a little bit. I'll tell you what impresses me about this track is the backstretch, where just people make gigantic runs back here. I don't know if we'll see it on this lap, but there's just crazy stuff that happens back here.
Man, you ain't kidding here. As we take a look at some of our driver cameras here tonight, we got the 15 of Vince Short locked in to battle here in the middle. Don't know if he's going to leave that little bit of room. It looks like he will. He even lifted off. I could hear it in that throttle just a little bit to allow the rigid machine to drop down from the high side back into the middle there. So nice heads up drive and play there for the 15 machine, knowing there's still plenty of racing left. Also have trying to find his name, and of course it keeps moving to the 3 of Skylar Herod, one of your air wing guys there, Mr. English.
Air Force well represented out here tonight between Vincent Short and Skylar Herod.
So
My brothers.
you can see, oh man, going into that transition, it was just the 92 and the 89 up high, and then looked like the 15, whether he wanted to or not, ends up jumping up onto that outside lane as Dylan Bryant trying to make use of a turbo tunnel that's not completely fully formed here.
Yeah, it'll close up quick too on you, so you got to be careful. You got to watch those guys coming down there to put the squeeze on you.
It's more trucks drifting on up to that high side as the 3 machine kind of being left all alone behind that 8 machine before things are going to start to close up once again back behind the 23 of Mark Collins. So they continue to battle side by side here up at the front for the lead. 13 getting a good shove by his GOAT's teammate in that 19 of Coleman. Meanwhile, the 71 and the 42 working really well together on the bottom row. Everyone's still jockeying for position behind him, though, which is kind of what we saw in real life here tonight over at Dega. So a lot of people kind of bobbing and weaving and trying to figure out which line they want to be in, but we also saw what happens at the end where there's no more friends anywhere.
Yeah, that was a fun race to watch. It's kind of like what we see here in iRacing at Talladega. Little blocking at the end. The leader at the end, coming out of 4, did not win the race. That's typical. Well, that was a fun race. We're having a fun one so far here, too. Only one caution. Do you think Albert really likes Folgers, or what's the deal with his paint? He's been running that a lot lately and winning.
Well, he is a man of law enforcement, so I know he enjoys his coffee, but I don't know the exact select brand. I know located in the Virginias, I think there's still a Dunkin's area, so he might enjoy a Dunkin's coffee more, but I couldn't tell you.
Dunkin' is the best, in my opinion.
Nope.
I enjoy it. As far as getting it from the store, you know. Like Starbucks, I'm not the hugest fan.
Oh yeah, no, that's just overcharged water for the most part, because
Now, if they give us a sponsor, Brown, I'd really
yeah.
praise them. But I don't think they will.
Of course, it's the 23 of Collins. Not getting any help up on that outside lane. He's losing position after position as everyone trickles on by him here. Eventually, he's trying to find a spot to maybe tuck down low, but every time there's a open hole, it closes up pretty quick, and he's still trying to figure out a run to maybe make a move back up to the front, so he doesn't want to kind of get blocked in on that low side. But his options are definitely starting to run out a little bit.
Man, T saying Tim Hortons breakfast is the best. No, I've never.
We don't get that down here.
We don't have them down here, yeah.
It's the Dunkin' Donuts of Canada.
Do they have like a nice breakfast taco, like the real deal South Texas style, or why is it so good?
It's in Canada. They probably don't have breakfast tacos. That's traditionally a South Texas thing.
Oh, well, I like a nice bean and cheese. And I put bacon on my bean and cheese. That's a pro tip for anybody out there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think that's
good bumping going on out there, Alan. I don't know if you've been watching it, but some pretty good shoves in the rear end by some of these guys into some tailgates.
Oh yeah, you ain't kidding. As we'll have to get back on the Tim Hortons kind of topic here as the race goes on, and maybe we get to talk with the 71 of Connor Leach. But yeah, side by side battling up here, 3 wide, almost 4 wide, battling up at the front for the lead. As the one of DW had a huge run, and that caused pretty much everybody starting to catch back on up to the front. 42, Kevin Winker getting a huge bump there behind him, and then up on that far outside lane is starting to get a massive run as well, as the 19 Brandon Coleman starting to push that 6 of Caleb Sisk up back towards the front.
13 holding his own there as they're coming up on a lap car. We're 3 wide here. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh, please be smart about this, Cats.
Yeah, he's
there. We go.
low.
There you go. Good man there.
All I can think of is Tim Hortons breakfast. I don't know. Y'all got me confused now.
I think 14 kind of lost a visual with his surroundings and clipped the apron a little bit there. It was a little rough, but able to keep that nose pointed straight. Didn't really lose too much time or position either. He's staying locked in on that back bumper of the 71 as right behind the 42, goes to 13 up to the high side. I think he was maybe trying to time the run with the one machine. It's going to get to him, but it wasn't as quick as what he wanted to. It's going to take him an extra second here to regain all that speed and all that momentum, as here they come back down the front stretch. Oh, you could see there, that was dangerous. Some push the pusher action going on as well.
You got to be careful with that push the pusher. That we talked about that last week. Oh, 3 got forced up into the wall there. A little bit of tire smoke as he was contacting the outside wall.
Well, that's what we saw tonight in the Talladega race in NASCAR. We saw a push the pusher event, and they kind of described it well. You know, it's just something that you cannot do in the super speedway format. You know, if somebody's pushing somebody in front of you, you cannot push the guy. You can't push the middle guy. It never works. It caused a huge accident in Talladega today, and we may see it here tonight. Who knows?
As we jump into the cockpit here with the 71 O'Connor Leach, just as he was taking a sip and driving one-handed while racing 2 wide at 230 miles an hour. Oh, and they're wrecking behind him. Oh, no. Grote going for a wild ride. Oh, my goodness.
That one hurt. That one hurt. That's number 2, and there's still some wrecking going on there.
Shots.
Goodness gracious. The 14 of D. Allen Grote leaving the atmosphere after that one. Oh, my.
Mark Collins got his front end bashed in pretty good there as well.
So we head back on up to see what happened from the chopper cam. Oh, all net code all day, every day of the week. As a 14, oh man, just getting into some contact there with the 13. And what really wasn't contact, that was all net code. 13 goes flipping and flying, and oh man.
And I don't think they were going to make contact.
I don't think so either. As the 13 goes for a little bit of a tumble spin there on top of it, and looked like we had a few others getting involved. I think the Henry Wyndham 48 machine was trying to avoid some of the accidents. Ah, yeah, he gets backed up into. Oh.
Yeah.
And Chris,
I told you I was worried about the net code tonight, and we saw it.
Yeah, until iRacing gets serious about fixing it, I mean, we're going to continue to see stuff like this happen. Trucks getting just near to each other, and all of a sudden one of them's going to kick sideways or flip up in the air. I mean, we've seen all kinds of crazy stuff.
And it tends to be the trucks are the worst of the stuff the stuff we watch anyway. We're typically only NASCAR platforms, so we don't see Indy cars and stuff like that. But out of the platforms on NASCAR we watch, the trucks are the worst. Would you guys agree with that? With that code?
100%. So we took a ride there with the only Phil Ellis, who made it clean through the wreck as everyone comes on down and hits their pit boxes one more time. Also like to say huge thank you to our proud sponsor for these cautions here this evening. You have Muehlberger Custom Homes up there in the Three Rivers area of Michigan. Be sure to head on over to the Muehlberger Custom Homes website if you're maybe looking to build your next paradise away from all the chaos, and see what they have previously built and all the fantastic work that they have done. And of course, read the testimonials, because you'll be hard pressed to find one negative thing said about them. So be sure for your next home project up there in Michigan, please be sure to use Muehlberger Custom Homes.
We're so lucky to have 2 reputable, high quality contractors as sponsors here. Muehlberger Custom Homes up in Michigan, and then Davidson Builders over there in New Jersey. So whatever side of the map you're on, whether you're in the Midwest there in Michigan, or on the East Coast over there and up around Jersey, you've got somebody to call if you need some work done.
Is that the Midwest? That is like the North.
Well,
That's the Great North up
is
there
that
where
Northern
they're at.
Plains, the Great White North?
It's the Great White North. It's not the. I don't know what it is, but I know Ted Nugent is from there, and Kid Rock's from there, and Eminem's from there, and all these amazing people, Kiss, they're from there. So maybe I should hit him up, and we could get a little cabin going up there, and I could do some homesteading and make YouTube videos for everybody. You think I could survive a winter in Michigan?
You
That
absolutely.
sounds like the bee's knees.
You think? I don't think so.
I think your only problem is you trying to stock up on that much beer. I don't
Yeah.
don't
Brown
doubt
is-
your living capabilities. I mean, you got the fishing, you got the hunting, you got all that, but
It's
I'd-
closer to where they make Crown, though.
But
So
that
I
is
think
also
Yeah, I
true.
could get some case of Crown, and I have a still, but that's not, the government doesn't need to know that. And I could do some things with the still, distill water and stuff.
yeah, water.
Yeah, and I have a winemaker thing, and I could probably make it one winter. It'd be lonely, though. I'd have to have some friends come see me and hang out,
Kind of far. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's up there. I don't know. But Gary Sachs from Michigan too. Speaking of, he's up 15 in the ninth, the 89, the swashbuckler. Gary Sack. He said he was going to move up, and so far he has.
Good.
man, that he is. As we get ready to head back home to go to some green flag racing, coming up quickly here on the halfway point of this race. Just point out once again, as the caution was coming out, 71 of Connor Leach. He was driving one-handed, taking a drink of a beverage that may or may not be in a silver can, and was enjoying his time driving around out there before the caution came on out. So these drivers, although it might be helter-skelter, they do find little moments here and there to just sit back and enjoy some of the racing as the pace truck hides back down onto pit road, and here we go. Green flag racing once again with the 42 and the 71 all lined on up with the 55 and the 1 right behind him. Tom Barish having one heck of a night here this evening, qualified well and has been hanging around up at the front all race long. 99 of Albert Anderson, after having his wild ride, is up there up at the front. He's now got to be careful though, because I got a feeling he's used up that one fast repair, and he's there's no more left, so gotta be careful of that. As the 42 of Winker gets some big help from the one machine of DW, and you can see that top side, man. They got almost four trucks completely clear of the 71 on the bottom side. The one is now going to move to the bottom side. This is actually going to be kind of dangerous as the 71 collects him back on up, and he was able to check up in time before just absolutely slamming into the back. But that also means the bottom line once again kind of checking on up, allowing the 42 of Kevin Winker and the 99 of Albert to continue to try to push forward.
When you got that much momentum going, it's hard to lift, but when somebody gets down in front of you like that, you have to, and it just kind of breaks your heart that you got to waste all that momentum so you don't wreck somebody out or destroy the front end of your truck, but you got to do it.
And how about this turbo tunnel in action? The 6 and the 3 machine making a clean break, straight up, free and clear through the middle. Caleb Sisk having a great run there. Oh no, the 3. Oh, just getting left behind. Skylar Harrod's going to have to wait and tuck into line with somebody here. Maybe get some help. Yeah, he tucks back down onto the bottom side as the 99 and the 42 try to fill in the middle here as the 92 of Stubblefield makes a hard break and run up on the outside wall.
Adam Strom says, hey, Turner, I got a hideaway place in northern Minnesota, deep in the woods you can hang out at. There you go.
Oh, it sounds like he's trying to set me up for something. Like maybe it's like, the place that Unabomber had, and he's going to put me up there so I get in trouble. And when they come looking for him. No?
The biggest thing they'll try to get Strom on is maybe poaching steelies or something. I don't know.
Yeah, over the tag limit a couple times too many.
Yeah, it's something like
I'll take him up on it. I think we could have fun up there in the Great White North. I haven't been that far north, eh?
How far north have you been, Turner?
I think Washington, D.C. This
Oh,
high,
that
that's as
ain't
high as I've been.
that ain't no. That's like mid-south. I didn't even know.
Oh no! You know what I did when I was a kid? I went to Minneapolis one time, and I
There you
thought
go.
I was going to die. Of it was like minus 35. I went to a Vikings game. It was indoors, but when you're standing around trying to get tickets off the guys selling them off the street because my dad was cheap, you know, it was
Oof.
cold out there.
So one machine slips and slides his way back down to the bottom side to help push that 6-0 Caleb Sisk as everybody's scattering all about trying to figure out where they're going to try to end up here and line themselves on up for the end of this one. So you were there before the dome collapsed with all that snow.
Oh, this was in some kind of 90s or something.
The
I had a beer
1890s?
there. I had a beer at the Dome in Minnesota. It was the worst beer I've ever had in my life. I was terrible.
Because it
Thanks,
was
Vikings.
$8 or
Well, I mean, it was probably $2 then, but it was gross. There was something wrong with it. I don't think they cleaned the lines.
they probably didn't clean the lines. Yeah.
Probably not. That's the 29 of Phil Ellis. Oh, man, he was having a little bit of a rough go of it. Looked like he snagged a piece of the outside wall, but is eventually able to get back going here as, 4 wide directly in front of him. Nick Beatty trying to get clear of it, and he does have some help against that outside fence. 55 of Tom Barish in that middle high side. That's crazy to say that we got to depict which side everybody is on a 4 wide. But, just bouncing off of that outside wall goes, I think that was the 17 of Garrett Thompson, as everybody finally kind of settles back down for a split second before heading on into the corner once again side by side with the 05 and the 55 as they come on back down through turns 3 and 4. Brandon Coleman with the fastest lap of the race and a 254 mile per hour top speed there. So depending on where you are in this line and what draft you can pick up, man, there is speed to be had as the 42 continues to lead here with the 6 of Sisk out in line behind him.
Pretty
That
good race
is-
so far. Only 2 cautions to speak of. Adam, what you got?
No, that's just crazy fast. 250 miles an hour in these things. That's unbelievable.
You ain't kidding. No Double O Joe going up to the high side, but no help to be found as it's 3 wide, almost 4 wide behind them. Here once again, looks like it was quickly settled on down, but Double O Joe losing a few positions there before settling back into line on that middle high side that is going before sliding back all the way down across the track to the bottom row. 89 of Gary Sack having a good push. Here comes that 00 of Joe Bennett. Oh, I don't know if he made contact. Some right side romance with the 89, but hits the apron, keeps it pointed straight, and then kind of, highway changing lanes, came back across 2 sets of lanes to go up to the high side before tucking back in the line.
I did that to an Oldsmobile last week. But Chris Stantz out there pulling for the number 7 of T-Money. Tristan Cotton in the 7.
They ought to bring back the Oldsmobiles and the Pontiacs. Man, what happened?
7 Machine from Italy, Texas, joining us here with the driver cam as well, locked on in behind the Soda Sense machine, trying to figure out a way to follow him on up and through. Tate Cawthorn, his teammate there.
Well, Albert Anderson went up a little bit too high. He got shuffled out. He's going to lose about 6
Oh,
positions here.
man. 32 and Nick Biddy happened to throw on all the brakes there to avoid hitting the 7 Machine, as there was a big checkup there in front of him as everyone continues to fight for position. You can see the 32 now trying to sneak his way, dive bombing up through the middle. 99 Anderson going to try to slide on down and in there. It's going to be tight with 4 wide. Oh, goodness. Yeah, they were able to make it. Oh, man. Man, that definitely got tight for a second there.
Yeah, pretty crowded out there on the track going 4 wide.
That's the
I'm looking at free beer on the scroll.
Oh, Yahtzee, free beer.
Yeah. Tower operator says, "Come on up to Michigan. Big trucks, guns, and free beer." That sounds like America to me. I want to be there. It sounds awesome.
more and more people trying to find their way here. Looks like the next victim is going to be the 23, and Mark Collins going to be going another lap down. He's already a couple as he goes another lap down here as the field goes back around him with 25 laps left to go. Quite pleasant, relatively compared to the track that we're at. Calm night here tonight there, Turner.
Yeah, no, there's only been 2 cautions. I mean, we've had some close calls though. One caution was net code, so that doesn't even really count. They're doing the best they can to keep it in line. This is super tough, and you're the way through. You're doing a great job out here, guys. Really fun to watch, and I think we'll see some. We're going to see some mayhem, though. We still got time left for that.
And not only that, but I believe we're going to still be seeing some green flag pit stops. Everybody last coming back down, lap 23 or so. So I think with right around 10 laps to go is maybe just inside of that, these drivers are going to be starting to run out of fuel just a little bit here. So that's something we're going to have to watch on out for as we take a quick step aside and say a huge thank you to all our proud sponsors as we remain side by side racing here at iRacing Super Speedway with the double O of Joe Bennett leading that lap. We'll be right back.
Beer break.
And welcome back to the action as pit stops are underway. Tristan Cotton, AJ Evangelista, only Phil Ellis jumping on down. Same thing with Milner, Holmberg, Cawthorn, Durkee, and Tucker all making their way on down onto pit road. Now looks like here comes another string of drivers. Caleb Sisk, Skylar Harrod, Connor Leach, Derek Welch, pretty much the rest of the field. Ooh, slipping and sliding there for the 6, trying to get it all wound up just in time. Again, going from 230, 240 miles an hour down to the pit road speed here of 60, looks like 65 miles an hour on pit road. Definitely a difficult task to ask. Meanwhile, 22 of Chuck Kiger, 99 of Albert Anderson, and 42 of Kevin Winker remain out on the racetrack as the action continues to trickle on by here tonight from iRacing Super Speedway.
One truck that did not get down to 65 miles an hour, Dave Holmberger in the 63. He'll pick up a speeding penalty.
You are always talking about the penalties. You are on top of those.
Well, I just pulled it up because it interests me during the pit stops here.
It is interesting because
It's detrimental. I mean, you can really shoot yourself in the foot, especially under
Right.
green.
and it's very hard to get down to that speed, from 240 miles an hour.
Sweet.
It's definitely something you have to pay attention to.
And that it is, as the 6 machine of Caleb Sisk looking out behind his back bumper. He does have help coming, but it's going to take a minute before he sees any other drivers helping to pick up some draft here. Again, you really got to have a good playing partner here tonight as he waits on 00 Joe Bennett and the 71 of Connor Leach. And here they come with a rocket full of speed. And the 71, he's just going to easily just ease on up and just gently tap the 6 machine as the 00 goes around him. Oh no, Albert Anderson, goodness. He had a little bit of a rough time there. I don't know what happened with the 99 machine. It looked like he had some problems rejoining the racetrack from pit road, getting very close up to the racing surface on the apron.
You got to be careful about getting up there and crossing over into traffic. You're trying to blend like that.
You definitely got to be careful. And I've noticed a couple things that happened this weekend that really people should keep their eye on. Like, hey, let's give Ukraine 8,000 billion trillion more dollars on a Saturday so nobody's paying any attention. Look, those crooks, that's all they want to do is just do stuff behind our backs, and then nobody even notices. And it's both sides. I'm not playing either party. They're a bunch of clowns. Back to you, Alan.
It's your money, too. Don't forget that.
I know it is. It's a disgrace. Anyway, sorry, I had to just rant about that. It was only a very little bit, Brown, so I didn't go too hard on it.
Hey, it wasn't too hard there. It's the 00 Joe Bennett leading the way with the 6 and the 71. 15 of Vince Short is tag teaming with the 3 of Skylar Harrod here, trying to catch on up to the front group as everything spreads on out just a little bit. Just outside of drafting range is the 1 of DW. Oh man, he's gonna have to wait a good little while before Joe David and company come on up behind him here. The 55 of Tom Barish was giving him a good shove. Brandon Coleman inside that group, along with the 32 of Nick Biddy, Gary Sack, and Chuck Kiger, Jeff Ottinger, Timothy Stubblefield, and AJ Evangelista, all trying to find their way back on up into the group. Finding their own set of tag team partners here. You got the 88 of Nick Tucker out here driving around, aka I'm going to nickname him the Batman because he really enjoys racing in the dark.
Oh, that's like a song, Fishing in the Dark. You ever heard that one?
I did, yeah.
Somebody's turned around.
Tom Barish wrecked into the
Caution.
barrels.
He sure did, and I think it was on his own. He said he ran out of fuel and couldn't get corrected.
Oh man, gotta keep it. Oh no, he was kind of bobbling down there on the bottom side. I don't know if he was even trying to come on down pit road, but he was at least trying to get off the racing surface. But then the 42 gets smacked back into the back of him, and Well, whether he wanted to or not, he was going to head towards pit lane. And, man, those barrels that are not filled with water or sand or anything, just completely filled with
Sadness.
concrete and rebar and sadness.
That's it.
Destroying the
Looks like a
55
neck
sniper.
breaker.
Ooh,
Wow.
goodness.
Oh man, that was painful if it was real. Thank goodness this is a simulation. It's not a video. It's a simulation of
I'm-
racing.
I'm just glad that kind of like what Jessica Stubblefield was talking about. I'm glad he didn't crash in an area where there was cannibals living. Because I might not see him again.
I thought that was. I saw that on Babylon B. I didn't think he was a real. That he, this gentleman that's occupying a place in our time. He says that his uncle was eaten by some people or something. You can't. It just the guy that eats ice cream. It doesn't get any better than this guy.
Did you see the latest thing was that it might have been that he got his heart pulled out by the guy that was calling in
From the
India.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Temple
Yeah,
of Doom. Temple of
Yeah,
Doom.
the Temple of Doom. Yeah, I did see that one.
That was,
I thought I didn't catch it all today. I was actually being productive with my. I have a garden, guys. I'm doing a garden because I know it's coming with
The
the heifers
Doomsday
and
Garden.
everything. Yeah, it's the Doomsday Garden. I have food in that thing, believe it or not, so I was working on that and grilling some hot dogs for the boys and just trying to get away from all the nonsense that is the cannibals of the rich people up there in D.C.
growing some herbs.
I got herbs.
I bet you do.
I'm not working on those kind of herbs just yet.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I do have some. I could probably do it.
Wow, I was talking about rosemary. Yeah.
I have rosemary and basil. Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
Yeah, that.
Well, I'm going to really stretch it to lavender at some point.
Sure. Yeah. You gotta have some
Yeah.
fragrance. Sure.
Yeah, that's a very wonderful smelling aroma.
We're closing in on the final 10 laps or so here from IRSS and Super Speedway. An interesting separation, about half the field coming on in, half the field staying on out. So we'll kind of have to wait and find on out if maybe taking a splash of fuel here just to make sure they make it to the end is going to work out in their favor. But nonetheless, we're going to get everybody all stacked and restacked back on up here and lined on up.
English, you can't tell me this guy that eats ice cream and says everybody ate his family with cannibals ate his family actually has the codes to the button. He can tell this guy can tell us that he wants to hit the button.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Yeah, and the hairs on his leg and the people were rubbing it in the pool. This guy has the codes to the thing to where he can touch the button and then send something off. And we're supposed to think this is cool? I'm really confused on what's happening in America because now I realize that, we're in dark times, guys. Sorry, Brown. I know we're gonna get back to racing.
Sorry, I'm laughing at English.
Oh, good.
That's
All right, what caution is this? The third one?
This is third, so I will give it to our good buddy there of
He knows.
Mr. Paul Ferdiani, knowing how to set those lines. He knows exactly the right number to set them at.
Oh yeah, he does. Good gambler.
So we
Still going to be the over, though. Don't you reckon? I mean,
Well, that's what Brown said,
Well-
and I tend to agree with
well
him.
we
at the
so
beginning.
he set it at 4.5, and
we may get 5. We may get it.
it's gonna be close. We're gonna have to rely on some bonus time here to hit the 5.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've got it though. We've got 3 possible
We do,
checker opportunities here in
but
NTRL.
we only have 10 laps. But 10 laps here is 30 miles.
Yeah.
It's a ways to go.
A lot can happen at 30 miles.
That it can. As the lights on the pace truck turn off, we get ready to head on back to the green flag race. And with the 6 of Sisk Starting up at the front with the 71, O'Connor Leach to his outside. Vince Short in the 15. 3, Skylar Herod up there in row number 2. Row number 3 will be the 2 of Joe David. 32 of Nick Biddy. Gary Sack, Timothy Stubblefield, AJ Evangelista, and the 99 of Albert Anderson. Making up your restarting top 10 here as we're going to go back to the green flag with 10 laps left to go.
Only 2 trucks so far disconnecting tonight. D. Allen Grote and Anthony Williams just checked out as well. So,
Oh, man.
trucks back on the haulers and heading to the next track next week, which I think is Daytona here.
Oh. Yeah, this is the Super Speedway League. It gets wild.
That it does as the green flag comes back on out and the action resumes here at iRacing Super Speedway. Side by side, they shuffle and bustle their way back down into turns 1 and 2. Side by side, the action goes through the corner. Everybody trying to find whatever line for one final ditch effort here, figuring out where to go and where they can pick up some spots. 32 tucking behind the 3 as the 89 tucks in behind the 32 as the 15 shoots up the racetrack up to that high side trying to pick up a big run.
Getting busy out there. Here we go, some more 3 wide. 29 trying to use the turbo tunnel.
Well, that's a scary one right now.
Ellis all over the place, but he's trying to hold it in the middle there.
He is.
It's-
He really is.
That he is. Oh, hard bump there, and that's going to bring out the caution as we're going to have, a big one. Took a minute to kind of come to fruition, but big caution down on the front stretch.
Oh, Lordy. That's 4.
So we go ahead and take a look back. This one took a little while to actually have cars really wrecking here, but it started back as they were entering that Geico restart zone with looked like the 89 with it was a checkup there on the high side. You can kind of see it happen here as the 3 gets into the 71 and then the 32 gets into the 3 and then the 89 gets into the 32, which then leads to the 00 getting into the 89 and 89 going up the racetrack up into the outside wall. Then it was 4 wide underneath him with that making it now 5 wide and nowhere to go back across the track. The 1 of DW getting caught up in it. So we slow this one on down. 00 Joe getting snagged up in it. Quite a few drivers trying to save this one from catastrophe. Nowhere to go. Oh, man. Looked like Tate Cawthorn. Might not have been Tate Cawthorn getting snagged in it for a little bit. Yeah, the 98 machine getting some last little bits involved there. 23 getting involved. You can see 19 getting involved. 22 of Chuck Kiger even getting involved in that one. Same thing with the 55 of Tom Barish.
I love the slow motion. You could just about play some, really slow ballet music and just watch the cars or trucks in this case spinning and bouncing off of each other.
I'd prefer like a 1980s glam metal band ballad, like just my preference, but yeah, that slow motion is cool. Good job, Brown, capturing all that.
Let's see.
Really cool.
63 of Dave Holmberg almost got through that completely unscathed, but did get some contact there kind of towards the very end.
I mean, that could have been so much worse. And
It really could have.
seeing all the smoke, and trucks spinning in all directions. It's a miracle that he made it through there with as little damage as he got.
All right, so do these guys have enough fuel up front?
I think they do now. I think it might have been a question mark, but with these recent caution, this extra recent caution, I think they should be good to go now, even if we do go into bonus time. But just again, got to remember back where Tristan Cotton is here in 9th, Phil Ellis, Chris Jordan, Garrett Thompson, Paul Durkee, Jeff Ottinger all came down to top up back on lap 48. So definitely keep your eye on them. If this thing does go to bonus time, they may not have to pit, and they might be the benefit of some extra track positions here.
Lots of beer money racing and Skunkworks guys in the top 10 here. Probably going to be looking for each other here as we wind on down, maybe to try to make some big moves, getting together, trying to get to the front.
Well, yeah, Beer Money Racing's got Phil Ellis is in 10th. He's up 19 spots, but a couple spots behind him, Garrett Thompson. He's not in Beer Money Racing, but he's up 20 spots in 12th. That's a good run by him, man. I'm going to have to give some shout out to Garrett Thompson tonight. Quiet, but moving on up.
Come down to it here real shortly. And if today's Talladega race is any indication, I think you mentioned it earlier there, Turner, that the guy that's leading coming out of 4
Yeah, don't
did not
count
win
on
the
that.
race. Yeah.
And, well, he tried to block the entire field. I mean, it didn't help his cause.
If you're not blocking, you're going to get passed anyway. I mean,
Well, yes,
the
they were going to make some runs, and you can't stop them all. That's the crazy part about Dega itself, is because you got that extra long front stretch to get to the finish line. It gives people a little extra time to make some moves. We don't have that here, but it is still a crazy track, and anything can happen out of 4.
Nicholas Tugger has joined Alan Grote and Anthony Williams, putting his truck back on the trailer and headed on to the next track.
He had the cruise ship. What was it? Which cruise was it, Brown?
Royal.
The Royal Caribbeans.
Royal Caribbean. Oh, okay.
That sounds like a fun thing to get on board.
That's where I'm going in a couple weeks.
Oh man, I can't wait to see the pictures. That'll be fun.
No pictures for you.
Okay, that's fine. You can just tell me when you get back how fun it was.
If I see any moose or bear or anything like that, I'll make sure I take some.
Oh, that's right. I forget you're going up to Alaska.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. Not your most luxurious tropical choice of spots, but especially in early May. But should be
it
good.
Still
time.
has a element that not everybody gets to see that. That's kind of cool.
Know. Yeah, no, it'll be good. And trust me, I'll still be in probably shorts because it'll still be kind of balmy.
Land of the midnight sun.
Yeah. Well, you're in shorts because it's like 12 degrees where you are right now, I'm sure, eh?
41, but that doesn't really count. Here as the pace truck peels off down and onto pit road with 5 laps left to go, we return to green flag racing here as the 15 of Vince Short leads them off down and running towards turns 1 and 2. 71 of Connor Leach up on the high side, trying to put some action to work here as well. He's got the 2 machine of Joe David trying to give him some extra shoves here. 3 Skylar Herod tucking in a line behind the 6 machine as they continue to rumble and stumble. 6 bumping up to the high side, seeing it was picking up a run. He's trying to launch himself around the 15.
17, Garrett Thompson's got some damage on the grill. I don't think the drivers behind him knew that. They're starting to figure out, though, that he's a little bit slower, and they're trying to get around him.
Yeah, and you can figure that out fast here. I mean, once you get in up to speed, you can tell who's got problems. The Winker is...
Oh, man!
Bouncing off 92 there.
Wow.
Little extra super romance going on there is the 17 of Garrett Thompson.
Hardcore romance.
You ain't kidding. That one's not meant for live TV here as the 42 finds some open space. 23 of Mark Collins sticks to the outside wall, allowing for the field to pass on by. Meanwhile, it's a 3-truck runaway as of this moment with the 3, 6, and the 71. Oh, as the Phil Ellis machine taking a trip down onto the apron. He's able to
he's
get
coming back up on the track, spinning sideways.
And he's going to
Not
try
going
to
to bring out a yellow because there was nobody else coming.
This will.
Oh,
though,
19's
the 19.
around.
There you go.
Yep, that's it. The DeWalt 19.
All right, you won with the over. That's 5.
one with the over as get our 5th caution of the evening, sending this down into bonus time. Let's go ahead and see what happened with the 19. Oh, 92 involved with this one. Jump on up to our chopper camera. Take a closer look at this one. Oh, man. Actually, there was a couple things happening. Right behind him, there was some contact with 00 Joe and another truck, and then some contact with the 92 as the 19 trying to corral it. But man, that apron transition is just absolutely brutal. Go ahead and watch what happened here with the 00 Joe machine, who he was kind of bobbing heads with. Oh,
Truck just come down the track and smack him out.
And the one machine is there too. Trying to get a closer look at the numbers here. They got the one, and then yeah, truck coming down the racetrack gets a piece of them there.
I'm gonna give
looks like
some
the
shout-outs
60. Looks like the 63. Good save from both the 63 and the 00, and then yeah, it was the 19 just losing some control. And then before that, we had Phil Ellis having that problem. Let's go ahead and see what happens with Phil to send him down into that inside wall.
Well, Brandon Coleman in the 19, I think he did a great job of holding on to the thing. I mean, for the most part, it didn't cause too much damage. I don't know.
As more and more takers come on down onto pit road, to bonus time we go.
And Brandon Coleman did key up on the radio after that accident and apologized to Tim Stubblefield, saying that was his bad, coming down on him like that. So I know the drivers appreciate it when another driver keys up and says, "Hey man, that was my fault," but it don't really make the situation. It doesn't undo what you did, but it definitely helps ease the tension some.
He acknowledged it, Stubblefield did, and when you acknowledge it, you know that it's just a racing deal. Sometimes when there's no acknowledgement there's no reciprocation, that means there's hatred out there, but we don't have any hatred here tonight. It was just a little racing deal. This is a tough track, let's be honest. It's hot. It's slippery, and you're at the end of the race trying to win the thing. So
you're hoping for some hate with a capital 8.
No, I'm into the new me. I'm into love and happiness now. I don't know if I told y'all. I've changed my ways. I'm trying to embrace, everything. Does that sound like a lie?
Sound like a hippie now.
Yeah, no, I'd love to be one. I just can't let go of some of the things, that are controlling me, like my brain. I'd like to just chill,
Well, hence the herb garden,
Well, the basil may do the trick. I don't know. Sage, I do love the smell of sage.
Burn the sage in the house.
I do. I burn sage in here every day. I don't know if you know, that's an Indian thing, and I happen to have some. I have my card, my native card.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a thing that we do.
Did you go
burn sage?
Did you go a little too capital with your 8 there, English?
Yeah, I did. I was holding the shift button too long, and I did a H asterisk, which doesn't mean anything. But then I couldn't delete it because of the emoji heart thing was in the way. So I said, they'll figure it out.
8.
And that's possibly what we're going to see here to finish this one on off from iRacing Super Speedway. Just to remind the fans of what's going to go on here for a green-white checker finish. Field's going to take to the green flag the next time they come across that start-finish line and get everything back up to speed, up and running. If the leader crosses that start-finish line before a caution flag waves, we're going to race this one on out. No matter what happens, no matter where it happens in the field, everybody could be involved in a wreck. It doesn't matter. We could have a foot race coming to the line to determine the winner. And that's how we're going to finish things on up. But if a yellow flag does wave before the leader crosses that start-finish line, well, we get to re-rack and stack and do it all again.
Oh, What a fun joy that would be. Could do one more. I don't want to do 3 total.
Hey, don't get too greedy, Turner.
Drinking helmet time, Yahtzee.
There you go, Brown.
As here we go with the pace truck diving off down onto pit road. It is time to buckle on up, strap on those drinking helmets, and throw inhibition out the window. Green, white checker racing to close this one on out here tonight as, oh man, 92 as we get a quick and early caution here to restack this one on up.
I'm not going to say anything, but that looked a little strange. You're going to have to look at it yourself. I was watching it in real time. The 92 just got turned.
It just got turned as everyone's putting the power down.
Thompson came up on him.
I you know what?
Is he checking up?
I think it was a mix between, I think, some checkup and these trucks, when you like drop the hammer when you're cruising around in second, and the torque pull pulls you up towards that outside wall a little bit, and I think that's what happened there. As Thompson was kind of moving up the racetrack, and unfortunately the 92 of Stubblefield was right there.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know of any bad blood. I think.
Yeah, not that I know of anyway.
What happened was what you described, just acceleration issue. Would you call it kind of something like that?
I think so. Here we can look into this because we have the technology. I'm trying to see where the 17 is. Can jump on into his car with the gyro cam.
The Stubblefields aren't happy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I figured as much. So here we go. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Oh man, he was steering left, trying to correct for it and everything. Okay. It's just that torque pull sending him up the racetrack.
Isn't that the beauty of it? You can look back and say, well, he didn't mean to do it. Because if he had the wheel turned right, then you would have known, hey, he's trying to take the guy out. But I didn't think that was the case to begin with. The guy's having a good race, Garrett Thompson, and that's just a little weird situation.
Is it... What gear? We can't see what gear he started in or anything.
Probably second is my guess. And
you think he dropped it into first, maybe?
No, I don't.
No, his RPMs weren't that high. They were staying around 6.
Okay.
Well,
it was a malfunction somehow on the driver's part or the machine or both or whatever.
Now, this is one of those times, tower operator, where I think it actually wasn't netcode, but it was
he's joking.
Maybe a heavy foot, you know?
Yeah, I might have pushed it a little too hard.
Yeah.
And when was the last time he changed his tires, too?
Oh, that too.
Those things get slick.
Oh, yeah, especially here at the super speedway. That's the last thing you would look at is tires, because who really needs tires at a track that you just kind of floor it and go? And yeah,
well, they do matter on the restarts, though, Brown.
That they in fact do. And again, like the only thing I can think of that's like that is English. I know you've got some experience, but Turner, have you driven any of the like the dirt sprint cars or anything like that on iRacing?
No, I have. Oh yeah. Oh,
so you know what happens when you put the hammer down in the 410? It goes wherever it wants to go, whether you want to go that way or not.
It might go in the ruts, or it might go right, or it may go left. Yes, I totally know what you're talking about. That 410's got some power, man. And that's a tough beast to handle, too. Remember when we did a dirt race, a couple of dirt races as a broadcaster? That was tough. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just action all over the place. Quick races as well, so it was... We would get to know the starting lineup for heat number 1 before we know it. We're reading the starting lineup for heat number 2.
Yeah, well, we couldn't help you much on that one, Brown. You had to do all the work. It was kind of fun for me in English. We just sat there and said like 3 words. But no, Bruce, I'm not a hippie. I'm thinking about trying to convert, to be one. I still have a long way to go, but I'm an American now.
You don't have to sign anything or commit to anything.
Well, I thought you had to go to like a commune and do like all their
No.
stuff and chants and all
Well,
that.
maybe check with your state's local laws.
I'm gonna do that.
Here's what we're going to do as we get racked up to restart this thing all over again with attempt number 2 at a green-white checker finish here. This is now hashtag trademarked. You're going to become a chippy, a conservative hippie.
Oh, a chippy?
A chippy.
I like that. Yes, but I'm conservative with financially. You know what? Socially, I'm pretty open to whatever you want to do. Just don't throw it down my throat. You want to be you? Go ahead and be you, but don't tell my kids that they have to dress like a certain way and change their gender or anything. Quit shoving that down our throat, and we'll be fine. I'll do whatever. I'm just pretty chill, to be honest with you. What's going on? We're not going green,
They
bro.
extended the green so you could talk more about the surgeries and stuff.
No, I don't want to talk about the surgeries. Don't get me going on the surgeries.
Explain to the folks what surgeries.
No, I didn't. Always spay and neuter your dogs, like Bob Barker talked about.
Bob
Please.
Barker was the man.
Other than that, I don't want to get into any other surgeries. I broke my ankle one time. That's about it.
So I almost Adam Turnered my keyboard with a mouthful of Mountain Dew to tower operator saying, "Far out, man."
He's giving me hell now. Oh no, we could. I'm not like totally into the hippie thing, but I like the chippy thing. Although it sounds a little weird.
We'll work on it. Work in progress, but currently trademark.
Yeah, please trademark that. I've never heard that before. I don't know. We got a good race. We're going to end here, hopefully, on this green-white checker.
If not, we got a backup. We got one more that we can use.
One more in the back pocket, huh?
The aggression is here. It's here to stay for the rest of this race, so I don't know.
Yeah, as we look back through the field, we got the 3 and the 6 up at the front, 71 and the 2 right behind them. 99 of Albert Anderson is creeping up on side that top 5. Nick Biddy, Kevin Winker, Tristan Cotton, Paul Durkee all up inside this top 10. But don't sleep on AJ Evangelista in the 05 back at 13th or 00 Joe Bennett in 15th. They could definitely steal one away here.
Well, I heard at least one person key up on the radio say, "Why did we extend that caution?" A lot of guys really close on fuel.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. That could hurt.
I didn't hear what the answer was, but
I don't know.
we'll hear about it later, I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure that might be the talk of the broadcast booth coming on up here in just a few moments. Meanwhile, the pace truck drifting his way on down into pit road as here we go. Green flag racing here once again from iRacing Super Speedway as everybody tries to get back on up to speed. 3 and the 6 sending it on down the long front straightaway as we're going to quickly, I thought we were quickly going to go 3 wide, but they're going to tuck back in a line. Still 2 wide here for the time being as they enter turns 1 and 2. That bottom row with the 3 of Skylar Herod leading the way. His teammate, the 71 of Connor Leach, giving him a big and mighty push as Captain America, Mr. Albert Anderson, trying to join that fight as well on the bottom line as they head on down the back straightaway, side by side, 3 wide, racing with the 42 of Kevin Winker, trying to make some moves.
These other packs towards the rear here trying to really stick together. They're catching up to the leaders here.
That they are, and they're trying to indeed, as here comes the leaders down across the line. White flag is out. This will be it. One final lap of racing at 240 miles an hour here tonight. In a line go the 371.99 and the 32 as they exit turn number 2. Everybody's still fighting and jockeying for whatever position may come their way. Still some side-by-side, almost 3 wide action going on with the 1 and the 6, trying to make a final push here back up to the front as they enter turns 3 and 4. Still tucked in to a line. Go the 71 and the 399 of Anderson. Peeking to the outside, back to the inside. Run's not going to be available as here they go. The 3 and the 71 across the line. Skylar Herod picking up your race win as we got a big one happening at the exit of pit road.
A big wreck on the last lap, too, before the finish line. The 00 and the 92 involved. I didn't catch the other number.
There was a few things happening. Albert Anderson got squeezed out of the podium, looks like. He ended up in 4th. Oh, that was interesting.
So we take a look here at what all the chaos here as they came across the line was all about. Oh, that was before the or after the checkered flag, I should say. So I don't know. It was definitely interesting to see on top of it. Meanwhile, a 3 of Skylar Herod enjoying his victory down there on the front stretch, doing all the burnouts as he pleases. As we take a quick step aside for one final word from our sponsors, and we get to talking to some of these drivers here tonight. And welcome back as we get some of these driver interviews up and underway. We get to talking to first tonight's 3rd place podium driver, Mr. Nick Biddy, driver of the 32 machine, somehow out drag racing that 99 of Albert Anderson across the line to pick up that podium spot. Man, goodness gracious, talk about a wild end to this race here tonight. But something else we rarely see here at iRacing Super Speedway. We even saw a long green flag run where people had to make green flag pit stops.
That was wild, wasn't it?
Yeah, me, you ain't kidding.
No, the 3rd place man, that's all Joe David. That is Joe David pushing his guts out. Wish we'd had another lap. We could have got him up here too, but that was big shout out to Joe. He had a heck of a push coming out of 4 to push him past the 99. So. But yeah, that was weird. That's the first green flag pit stop I think I've ever done here. So it's crazy.
We've seen it before, but like you say, it's not extremely common, to see green flag pit stops here. No. But and kind of the same deal next week. You guys are headed to Daytona, I believe, next Sunday night, and the same kind of deal. You're gonna have to rely on each other to do some pushing and all that. How y'all looking for Daytona? Y'all got some planning to do?
We're just going to try to get packed up, with the low line boys. We only had 3 of us tonight. One of them dropped out early, but maybe me and Joe can get piled up and put her in the front.
Well, you did a good job of that tonight. Up 18 spots. Congratulations. And who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to G&G Marine. Appreciate you guys letting me put the paint on the truck. My other sponsors, Murph Dog, the Human Boy, and Ada Smith's Allergy Clinic. And we can't forget the one, the only, my smoking hot wife, Jessie Biddy. Thank you for watching. My kids, Cameron Coley and Cora. And appreciate you guys for putting on a good show.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations to the 32 of Mr. Nick Biddy, up 18 spots on the day, and I believe your hard charger of the day, finishing here on this 3rd place podium step. Man, congratulations. Another fantastic drive, and good luck coming up next week here, buddy.
Appreciate it, guys. Hopefully get talked soon.
With that, we'll move on up a step here for a quick second and talk to tonight's second place driver, Canada's own 71 of Connor Leach, finishing up right where he started here tonight alongside the three of Skylar Herod, having a fantastic run here this evening. Congratulations there, Connor. Got a couple questions, one of which was how in who knows on earth's name gave you the confidence that you can be running in this pack at 230 miles an hour and we catch you drinking out of that can while driving one-handed while in the middle of this pack? And how on earth did you know that pushing Skylar there at the end was going to get you guys across that line?
And was it a Molson?
No, it wasn't a Molson. We got the Coors Lights going today. Those are
Okay.
driving beers. But yeah, no, we at the end there, I was just talking to Skylar about that. Like, I thought about maybe I want to pass my teammate or try to pass him for the end. But looking in the mirror, just seeing, I knew if we went side by side at the front there, we would have just, our speed would have slowed down so much, and it probably would have been a crazy 4 or 5 wide across the stripe. And no, it was a safer bet to just stay in line, push my teammate into a win. So there's 3 out of the 4 of us have got a win so far this season. So we'll get Alan up here on the winner's circle shortly. But yeah, it was a good race. It was fun. We had a little bit of fuel left at the end. It was, if we had another green white checkered, we would have been probably running out shortly after we took the green, but no, it ended up working out for us. I think we were one of the last groups, or the last group, to pit under green there. So we were just like, after that, once a caution came out, we stayed out, and whatever happens, happens. And luckily, we had enough fuel to make it to the end, and it was a good race.
That's awesome, man. Great finish. Great job finishing second place. Congratulations. Yeah, I like that driving beers. So I got broadcasting beers, which are Coors Banquet. So it's still a Coors, same shape can, just a little bit. It's just gold can instead of silver, but
That's right.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's got a little bit of something extra. Leaded. You're drinking the unleaded version, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. You know, they changed them in Canada. They're not even Coors Banquet. They're Coors Original now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know why. I like the Banquet better when you get the little stubby bottles, but not
yes,
anymore.
sir. You can still get them down here too. Well, you guys going to Daytona next week. Good luck up there. I'm sure you and Alan and the guys are going to get together and have a little powwow and try to come up with a little bit of strategy, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I mean, you never really know. You could go into a race with strategy, but everything changes when those cautions come out.
Well, I just came up with a new idea. Instead of doing like Smokey and the Bandit from Texarkana to Georgia, we should just do Texarkana straight to Canada.
Mhm.
You know, run up
Get
some.
those Coors Banquets back up here.
We got to get the banquet to them right there for the next time you're in Victory Lane. Maybe we'll have to run one. But hey, congrats! Started good, finished well. I mean, you held your line all night. Good job. And who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Just big shout out to the guys on the team. We got Caleb. He kind of got hung out there at the end. He started in second on that last restart. Shout out to Caleb. Skylar for the win. We got Alan. Tough break for him, man. He got turned. I think it was a bit of net code, and yeah, he went for a ride. I think you guys got that on the broadcast. It was one hell of a ride he went on, and hopefully he's okay. I think he checked out of the infield care center. He's doing all right, but definitely gonna have to get him a better finish than that. It's a tough break for him, but he puts the paint schemes on the car, and big thanks for him for doing that. And he's been busting his ass the last little while, making paint schemes for all sorts of people out here. So hopefully we'll get all 4 of us up closer to the top next time around. But nonetheless, happy to have 2 of us on the podium.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations to Canada's own, the 71 of Mr. Connor Leach, picking up this second place finish here tonight from iRacing Super Speedway. Man, congratulations. A great drive, and good luck coming up next week there, buddy.
Alrighty, thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
And with that, we move on up to our final top step of that podium. And a very rare podium here tonight where we have all 3 drivers with their driver cams on up here tonight as well. So that's a first here for the broadcasting side of things, as tonight's race winner being helped by his teammate to that win, the 3 of Skylar Herod, picking up the race win here tonight. Skylar, congratulations. One fantastic drive, started up at the front, and that is exactly where you finished here tonight.
Yeah, today was unexpected. Got pole somehow and had to serve my well, fight back to the front, but pretty happy with the result. Team ran really well, had some good pit strategies there, and we were able to stay pretty much nose to tail for 3 trucks the entire race, and just a good day for the team.
That's extremely important to have teammates around you at a track like this. I mean, everybody's out there just trying to survive this deadly ass track, and that's all you can really do is keep some guys around you that you trust, and guys you know that can push straight. And y'all had it working tonight, and it paid off for your Ford.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing we definitely told each other. That one, we're just gonna have to survive this race, and if we can link up and stay linked up, we're gonna have a pretty good shot of getting Skunkworks Graphics in the top 5. Unfortunate that Caleb got left out there. I think he finished 11th, and then Alan, he got wrecked as a net code, and when he towed, he didn't have his fast repair on, so he had like 45 minutes worth of damage, and that was just unfortunate for his from his aspect.
Well, that happens to the best of us. You got to hit that button. But it's part of racing. Hey, who'd you like to give some shout outs to, man? Great run tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to DW, obviously, for putting on the league. A lot of good guys in here. Very competitive. Y'all for broadcasting every week. You guys do a great job. Shout out to Skunkworks Graphics. Wraps all the cars and trucks I race in. And Passing Under Yellow. They're a good group of guys over there. And we do the same racing here if you want to give them a look. Passing Under Yellow.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations to tonight's race winner, the 3 of Skylar Herod, your big-time winner here from iRacing Super Speedway, man. Congratulations. Good job picking up that win, and good luck the rest of the season here, buddy.
I appreciate it, guys.
And with that, we close everything on down from IRSS and try to soak in what was a crazy and wild night here this evening.
It was wild. We did have a lot of great green flag racing, a lot of good side-by-side stuff out there, 3 and 4 wide. A reasonable amount of cautions out there. It wasn't a caution fest or anything like that. We still wrapped this thing up in a reasonable amount of time. And I know the guys had fun out there, but it doesn't always go your way in super speedway racing. But that's kind of why we like to watch it. You never know what's going to happen out there.
Yeah, it's like rolling the dice every Sunday, and I think the guys know what's happening. They join this league for a reason. Numb Thumbs and DW puts on a good show, so it was fun. It wasn't crazy or terrible, or it was just a fun race all the way around. I enjoyed it, and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, that indeed we all are, as we go ahead and wind things on down here tonight and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to finish for tonight. With that 3 of Skylar Herod picking up the race win, 71 of Connor Leach pushing him to that win, finishing in second. 32 of Nick Biddy out drag racing to the line. The 99 of Albert Anderson to find his way on up to the podium. Anderson still a solid race, finishing up there in 4th. Got the 2 of Mr. Joe David having one heck of a run here coming towards the end. Up 13 spots, finishing up inside that top 5. 13 of the old man, Mr. Paul Durkee, having a great run, finishing tonight in 6th. 15 of Vincent Short. He was starting to get caught up in a few things, but is able to work his way through it to finish in 7th. With the 7 of the Tristan Cotton, having a okay race out there tonight, finishing up in that top 10, 7th. Or excuse me, in 8th. 89 of the Sack Attack, the Admiral, Gary Sack, having a great run, up 15 spots to finish here tonight in 9th. With the 42 of Kevin Winker, rounding out your field's final top 10.
Yeah, the 6 truck of Caleb Sisk started up there outside row number 3. Wanted a little bit better finish out there here tonight, but iRacing Super Speedway got him and he'll finish in 11th, still in the lead lap though, so that's great. Derek Welch, very consistent out there, started 12th, finished in 12th, the 78 of Christopher Jordan, up 13 spots. We didn't talk about him much out there tonight, but Christopher Jordan, great job and making up a whole bunch of spots. Same thing with Tate Cawthorn in the 98, starting in 30th. He'll finish in 14th place. And Philip Ellis, a similar story there for the 29, up a bunch of spots. AJ Evangelista in the 05. Man, all these guys. Dave Holmberg in the 63, finishing 17th. All these guys up a whole bunch of spots. So great job to work your way up from the back to finish mid-pack and pick up some points. And that's very important in a league like this. 31 is Scott Milner. He'll finish in 18th place. 19th, Benjamin McKinnon in the 12. And rounding out your top 20 here tonight, Jeff Ottinger in the 76.
The 8 of Dylan Bryant, 21st, 22nd, Double O Joe, Joseph Bennett. 22, Chuck Kiger ended up 23rd. Garrett Thompson in the 17 ended up 24th, 25th, Timothy Stubblefield. In the 92, 19 of Brandon Coleman. 26th, 27th, a 48 of Henry Wyndham. 23, Mark Collins in the 28th, 29th, Nicholas Tucker. In the 88, Tom Bears, double nickel. 30th, 31st, Anthony Williams in that 5. And the 14 of D. Allen Grote rounds it out in 32nd.
And that does it here tonight for your field from iRacing Super Speedway. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a wonderful time out here with us. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And if you do enjoy any of the action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button on top of it all. That way we can continue to grow this fantastic community because we absolutely love y'all. I also have to say a huge thank you to the proud sponsors of the NTRL, such as Davidson Builders, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Trek Bar Media, Beadle's Custom Car Carriers, even got Muehlberger Custom Homes, and the Team of Goats. Thank you all for sponsoring a wonderful league so that way they can do a fantastic show week in and week out for each and every single one of us. So big thank you to all our sponsors. So that just about does it here tonight for us, but don't you worry, we're back in action tomorrow evening as the Numb Thumbs Racing League Next Gen Cup Series takes to the Charlotte Motor Speedway, heading on back to our left turn nights there, and going to be a wonderful time indeed. So we look forward to seeing y'all around the same starting time as this evening. So should be a good night of racing. But until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.